Physical media is king. Here's why. There are 3 reasons why I think that physical media is the best way to consume any kind of media. You actually own what you pay for. There's a significant amount of control that comes with owning physical media. And in the same way that we need to preserve nature, we need to preserve media. It's a reminder of what came before us, and it's a historical landmark. In today's society, media has become increasingly digitized. Everyone's moving to subscription models, and the physical DVDs, vinyl records, and CDs are dying out. And even though there are benefits to streaming, I honestly think that there's nothing that can beat owning the actual thing. And I have a lot to say about this, but before we get into that, welcome to Tryin' Maiden. My name is Tryin', and I hope you like what you see.
If you haven't yet, please subscribe. If you haven't yet, it would be really helpful. That would be really cool.
So the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to physical media is ownership, because oh my gosh, is that so important. Everybody has been doing subscription models recently, which I really hate. I'm not even gonna joke around. I really think that subscription models are terrible, and if I ever see another one, I'm gonna do something drastic. You don't want to know what I'm gonna do. A monthly payment is not bad, but it's especially bad when you don't even get everything on this monthly payment. One of the biggest positives about streaming services, in my opinion, is how easy it is to discover new media. But when you don't even have all the media, the price racks up so much. Let's see, I want Disney Plus because I really like Star Wars and Marvel. That's about $12 a month. Netflix is probably close to $20 a month if you don't want ads, so let's go ahead and say $20 a month for Netflix. Hulu, I really want to watch Hulu because there's some Hulu exclusives that I want to do, so that's going to be about another $12 a month. Do you see what I'm saying? With all of these streaming services, you can easily pay like $250 a month if you want to watch everything that you want to watch. Forgive me for saying this, that's some bullshit. This is where I have the biggest problem with most streaming service models, because you pay so much money a month and you don't even own it. Every single thing on these streaming services can be taken away at any time. No matter what. No matter what. If you purchased, No Country for Old Men on Amazon, that's a movie I own on that service. If Amazon loses the rights to distribute it, that's gone. You don't have it anymore. In today's day and age, you technically only own nothing. Nothing. You don't own a thing. You're paying a monthly expenditure for the license to use something. Not even the right, the license to use something. So, if you're spending $250 a month on something that you don't even own, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's kind of stupid. That's what most people would say if you frame it like that. So, get yourself some Blu-Rays. This Blu-ray of all 3 Star Wars movies cost me about $10. 3 movies that I can watch over and over and over again as much as I want until the end of time. Do you know why? Because I own it. It's mine. No one can take this from me unless they break into my house and steal it. Please don't do that. Plus, when it comes to ownership, you probably have a greater connection to the media that you have. There's a reason why I really don't like ebooks, because I just would rather have the physical thing. It means a lot more to me. I love the ability to turn pages and just bookmark it. You know, it's a physical thing that shows how much I've used it, because eventually it'll wear out. There's something ritualistic about the process of putting a vinyl record onto a turntable. There's so many disadvantages to it when it comes to listening to music on the go, but there's something about it that you really can't define. It's this physical connection to the actual item that makes it so much more important than anything else. All this to say, owning what you pay for is unbelievably important, but it's not the only thing that makes physical media great. Let's go outside. So another very important part about physical media that I really wanted to touch on is control. On so many streaming services, you're just met with this absolute plethora of options to choose from, and that's great a lot of the time, but you don't watch all of that. You know? Back when I had Netflix, the only things that I watched were Breaking Bad and Stranger Things. That's it. It's very difficult because discovery of new media is something that's very important, but very difficult to do without a streaming library. And when you have that much media at your disposal, it's really easy to get overwhelmed and bombarded with so many different options, right? Now, in order to prevent this bombardment from turning everybody off from using their platform, most streaming services actually implement an algorithm. These algorithms basically tell you everything that you need to watch. It recommends shows to you, so naturally you watch more stuff that's in your taste. So basically, on a lot of streaming services, you have this infinite backlog of a ton of media that you just want to watch that forces you to continue using their platform for years and years and years. And to bring it back to the ownership section real quick, all of that can be taken away at any time. Literally, at any time. So on these streaming services, you only have so much control over what you watch because you're recommended all these things, and you have no control over when you can watch it because at any moment it can be pulled out from under you and you may never be able to see it again. And this is one of the things that I love about physical media, is that you have complete and utter control over what you watch and when you want to watch it. Yeah, it's more expensive to buy all these Blu-Rays because, you know, Blu-Rays are like $30. That's kind of crazy. But if you go out and buy secondhand, you can get a bunch of DVDs for like $2 at Goodwill, and I can guarantee you that every single piece of media that you buy is something that you love and something that you want to watch. I just think that it's so important to own things, and that it's so important to have control over exactly what you watch. Do you want an algorithm telling you what you want to watch, when you can watch it, and how you can watch it? Or do you want to decide that for yourself? It's so important to have this agency in what we watch and how we watch it, that I just think streaming services don't provide that in the slightest, if I'm being real. Anyway, I think we should probably head outside because filming outside sucks, and I should go into a more controlled environment. So the last thing that I want to talk about is preservation. For hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years, humanity has been writing books, composing music, and creating video. Now, all of those have varying degrees of recency, I'm well aware, but the main thing that I want to get across here is that every single one of those pieces of media are snapshots of the time in which they were created. They're human history, literally human history. And just as I said in the intro, in the same way that we need to preserve nature, we need to preserve this media. And this is why when I hear that a lot of companies really don't like ripping Blu-rays and storing them on their computer because they think it's a form of piracy, I think that's so dumb. One of my dreams is to have an 8 terabyte freaking computer that I can just plug into my TV and it's a library of everything that I ever want to watch. That shouldn't be considered piracy if I own everything that I put onto that PC. Just because I don't want to renew my subscription so I have the right to watch your movies doesn't mean that you should just have the ability to shut down all of this media that I want to watch because I'm not paying you enough money. Not only is that severely over-monetizing your product, but I also think that it's preventing the preservation of human history. Like, for example, I have this big box of, big freaking crate of vinyl records. The thing that I love about this crate of vinyl is that this is never gonna leave me. You know, I have some of my favorite albums in here, you know, these things that I'll have a permanent copy of, and they'll never leave me. The cool thing is that half of these records are like 50 years old, so they're gonna last for a really, really, really long time. However, unlike vinyl records, unlike vinyl records, Blu-rays and DVDs have a much shorter life expectancy, and they're just gonna go bad after like 10 to 20 years. So I think that it's even more important to preserve them, make a digital copy of them so that way you can never lose it. Just think about all of the special features and behind the scenes footage that has been lost to time because streaming just doesn't want that anywhere. So physical media is king because not only do you have complete and utter ownership of everything that you could ever want to watch, listen to, or read, you have complete and utter control over where you consume it, how you consume it, and when you consume it, and it's literal preservation of information. You have your own record of human history that can never leave you unless you like throw it away because you're an idiot or something. I don't know why you would do that though. That's really weird. So yeah, just buy secondhand if you're gonna get it. Don't be one of the stupid people that are getting rid of all of their permanent copies of this media in favor of streaming, which is temporary, costs way too much, and is just kind of annoying to deal with half the time. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Physical media is the best. I will be using it till the day that I die, and I hope all of you enjoyed this video. So yeah, thank you all for watching. My name is Tryon, this has been Tryon Maiden, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace!